I am fearing another Man City Liverpool title race next season. And as a Man United fan, I've witnessed far too many Man City Liverpool title races in the last few years for my liking. I don't want another season where I'm going to have to hope Man City win the league because Liverpool will beat us to 21 titles. I don't want to be wanting Man City to win games in the final stretch of the season, people. And look, Arsenal fans, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. I know there's going to be some you typing, we Arsenal are in the title race. Arsenal, look, I'm not ruling them out the title race. I'm not ruling Arsenal out the title race one bit. But look, City have got Reijnders, Cherki, Ait Nouri, and Liverpool have Frimpong. It's going to be Kerkez and Wirtz. You know, Liverpool won the league last year. City have proven at winning the league. Arsenal are very much in that title race. And if you get Subamende, Sesko, Rodrigo, and Morgan Rogers, then yeah, Arsenal arguably could be title favourites. But you haven't done your Sesko business yet. You haven't done your Rodrigo business yet. And I know that Wirtz isn't technically done, but we know that it is happening. We don't know Rodrigo is happening. Do you know what I mean? And in today's video, I want to talk about City, I want to talk about Liverpool and what they're doing, the business they're doing, and why I'm jealous. And, you know, look, I'm happy with the business Man United. Look, we're doing Cunha and Boom. I'm not going to complain one bit, but when we're so far behind and we're doing good business, but our rivals are also doing good business, it's like, how do we catch them? You know, Cherki, Wirtz. So let's talk about it, because so far, Man City and Liverpool are cooking in the window. You know, the deals is not done yet, but it's essentially done. I think Cherki is actually done now because we've got the here we go. Reijnders, Cherki and Ait Nouri is done. City had to do that because of the Club World Cup. Liverpool have Frimpong done. Wirtz and Kerkez are pending, would expect it to happen. We also know that City still plan to add a new right back, a new goalkeeper, a Kevin De Bruyne successor to this. Liverpool are targeting a striker, a centre back, potentially another midfielder and winger depth, depending on Diaz's future, depending on Chiesa's future. Like, these are two teams, Man City, in their off-season that ended up finishing third, got a player like Marmoush in. Marmoush, Cherki and Haaland with 123 goal contributions between the three of them last season. And this is City. This is Pep City. You cannot write them off. And then Liverpool, they won the league. They weren't even complete last season. Arne Slot's finally going to get the backing, and he's going to bring in some elite players on top of this team that's won the league and make them even better. Like, it's painful. The title race for me is already taking place. No, I'm not writing Chelsea out. I'm not writing Arsenal out. But right now, if the transfer window was to stop and Liverpool got Wirtz and Frimpong in, I would probably put City above Arsenal, because Arsenal would have just signed Subamende. And we know Arsenal need a striker, and we know Arsenal need a winger. But City in the second half of last season showed signs they were back. City around November time were atrocious. They were awful. But second half of the season, they were back. Pep changed tactics for the Palace game and Southampton game. I don't know why. But City had something going. They went on a good run. They got third place in the end. Marmoush came in. Pep adapted. And it looked good. Pep found his system again. You know, you got Rodri back fit, which is a new signing. Reijnders coming in. That's the perfect partner for Rodri. It's got the legs that Gundogan is losing, and it's the perfect Gundogan replacement. Cherki coming in, if he's allowed to be in the pockets, which I think Pep will do, is unreal. Marmoush, Cherki, Reijnders, Rodri back, potentially De Bruyne replacement, potentially other business. You know, City are looking really good. Like, look at this City squad potentially for next season. We're talking new right back, we're talking new goalkeeper. You look at Liverpool squad for next season, we're talking potentially a new striker coming in. Like, these are dangerous squads right now. Dangerous. Liverpool, they won the league. They're not even resting. Frimpong, boom, done. Trent gone, Frimpong, boom. Wirtz is generational. There's a generational signing. The league is over when it's confirmed. Unbelievable signing. That should be confirmed soon. They're literally mucking about over about £5 million, it seems. But I get Liverpool don't want to be ripped off. You know, they're addressing real needs for elite talent. They're bringing in, this is Arne Slot's first world-class signing. Arsenal, you can't rule them out. They haven't done the business yet. But Arsenal, you cannot rule them out. Defensively, off the ball, there's no better team than Arsenal. They just need to sort that attack out. Because right now, I don't think their attack can compete with City and Liverpool's. Chelsea, you never know what they're going to do. You can never rule Chelsea out. Look, Newcastle, if they had a very good window as well, you can't write them out if they have a very good window. Because they got, you know, they could have got third had they beaten Arsenal, could have got second had they beaten Arsenal in the last two games. But obviously, they need to improve their depth going into the Champions League. But this is big. This is big. Like, this is City. There's rumours of Rodrigo. He's more linked to Arsenal. A new 10 signing. Foden, Gonzalez, Doku, O'Reilly, Bob, Oscar Bob, talent. All going to be on the bench and around, you know. probably a right back and a goalkeeper coming in, potentially a new 10. And I think if there's a new 10, then Cherki goes to right wing and the new 10 goes in the 10, because I think Cherki could go right wing. Savio obviously looked good first half of the season, not so much second half of the season. Liverpool, Darwin Núñez, Saudi heating up, expected to go. New striker to come in potentially. Or Wirtz goes higher up and Szoboszlai goes in the 10. But there's options there for Liverpool. The question with Liverpool, again, is depth. You know, Curtis Jones, Bradley, Gomez, Robertson, Elliott, Endo, Jota, all good depth options, but maybe there could be a better centre-back there to an upgrade on Kwanzaa. Maybe there can be a Gravenberch replacement because he doesn't seem to use Endo much. But look, there's rumours of Jota going, Diaz going, Núñez going. You know, this, Liverpool squad is looking strong. We've obviously done a video talking about how, Kerkez and Frimpong could be used with Grav dropping deep between the centre-backs. The centre-backs split. Frimpong and Kerkez can push up. It's almost like a back five. Like, it's worrying. Man City have dominated the league for years, and this, was their first off-season, and they've gone and spent a load of money. And it's not like they've gone and spent a load of money and spent a load of money. It's like they've gone and spent a load of money on good, genuine signings that they needed. And Man City, as much as people say, oh, they've spent 400 million, so whatnot, they didn't spend much in recent years, and they sold quite a lot in recent years. So you can't even say it's dodge. Even with off seasons, they finished third. When Man City need to play and when they need to click, they will go and win 10 in a row. Rodri coming back is a big thing. Frimpong and Kerkez are going to supercharge Slot's fullback areas. It's aggressive. It's going to allow Slot to be more adaptable next season. We're going to see attacking fullbacks get up, hold the width. When they hold the width, it's going to split the opposition's defence, and it's going to open up more space between the lines for Salah and Gakpo in that pocket space to make some threat happen. Wirtz is going to be in the centre, playing in and using this space that maybe the fullbacks open up. And what I think Slot is envisioning is so dangerous. And I think if Pep is going to use Cherki in the pockets as well, then that's very dangerous as well. You then got Frimpong, Liverpool signing, ridiculous end product. 10 goal contributions in the Bundesliga last season, and 16 goal contributions in 23-24. You can't really replace Trent's output in a right back, but you can to an extent with Frimpong. Of course, he was more of a right wing back. The big difference with Frimpong compared to Trent is Trent was more of a passer. Frimpong's more of a dribble, put in a cross, but Trent was more of an elite passer, opening up a game, which Wirtz can do. But he's going to be overlapping. He's going to be high tempo. He's going to be getting up and down, which is what Arne Slot wants. He's got that electric pace. He's good at the underlapping, the overlappings. He's got a little bit that Klopp style DNA, which I think Arne Slot has similar to that. He can add goals and width and strong athleticism. There's questions over his defensive ability. There's questions over his physical ability. But if we're talking pure athleticism, getting up and down the flanks, if we're talking speed, if we're talking technical ability, creativity, his ability to overlap and support Salah, that is very, very dangerous. You've got Kerkez, who's one of the best young left-backs in Europe. It was between him and Anthony Robinson for my left-back team of the season player. Aggressive, technical. He uses his body well in duels. He's very physical in duels. He's very difficult to beat 1v1. A very good ball carrier. Only 21, starts for Hungary, had a strong season. He wants the move. Talks are ongoing, and he gives Liverpool that long-term solution at left-back. He's an upgrade on Tsimikas. He's Premier League proven attacking output. He can deal with the physical demands of the Premier League. He's strong. He's able to push players off the ball. He's good in duels. He's proven in big games. You've got Kerkez coming in. I've been talking about Kerkez and Ait Nouri as the two left-backs I wanted Man United to sign when Amorim came in, and one's gone to City, one's gone to Liverpool. And I'm going to talk about City signings in a second. But then there's the generational Wirtz. 16 goals and 15 assists in all comps last season. His numbers the season before were even higher. Got the Kevin De Bruyne sort of aspect about him. Sin is the next Kevin De Bruyne. Vision, composure, link up. Going to replace the elements of creativity that Trent brought. It could transform Liverpool. It can break down the low blocks. That is what Wirtz is going to be good at. Getting in the space, creativity, playing it out wide, combining with Salah, playing in the strike if you buy him. It's dangerous because Szoboszlai is great. Szoboszlai is great off the ball. Szoboszlai's been big in the big games as well. And I think Szoboszlai's a big game player. But if we're talking goals and assists, that's the only area of his game that maybe he lacks. And Wirtz is going to bring that. And Szoboszlai can play behind Wirtz. He can play in the pivot. He can play 10. Wirtz can play false 9. He's going to bring that. So before I get into Man City, why do Liverpool kind of worry me? They got a squad full of players that at 24 to 27, they're sort of in their prime age, and then they've got the Van Dijks and Salahs. You've got the bulk of your squad in their prime age: McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, and then you've got the mixture of having 3 key players that, are very much experienced, Salah, Van Dijk, proven world-class players. You're obviously going to bring in younger players that have got good futures, like Frimpong, Kerkez entering their prime, Wirtz as well. Arne Slot ball suits the group of players that they've got. Liverpool were really smart with the appointment of Arne Slot. Amorim would have required a lot of adaptations. Xabi Alonso would have required a lot of adaptations, and Liverpool didn't do anything in the summer. They could have struggled. Arne Slot is very good at profiling his players correctly and getting the best out of them. And with Wirtz, with Frimpong, they've addressed losing Trent. They've been aggressive. They're building an aggressive squad. They're building a good squad. They're doing business in the transfer window early. But this Arne Slot team is going to be technically good. It's going to be physically good. It's going to have the best midfield. And I think we talk about Salah and the goals and assists this season, but Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and McAllister is a big reason why Liverpool won the league this season. That was insane. They've now got good fullbacks. They've now got a 10 that's creative. There's questions over the striker, but they've got experience. They've got fluid pressing, high work, technical players. And then they won the league last year. They're now going to bring in some world-class players to back the manager. And I look at that summer 2023 rebuild with the midfield, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister, and that 2023 summer, I think that 2023 summer set Liverpool forward a while. Really has. Going into City, Reijnders coming in. Fantastic addition. He is the perfect Gundogan replacement. Ball carrying, press resistance, but in particular makes dangerous box runs. He's got good goals and assist numbers this season. He's positionally good. He makes the late runs. He is an 8. And I think he walks into that City midfield. Before this summer, when, we're talking December time, I would have said Reijnders is the midfielder the City need, because he's the Gundogan of now. Gundogan, obviously, the late season run from Gundogan was really good, but his legs have gone at times this season. He's the perfect 8 for City. He's going to address key issues, the late box runs, the creativity, can play deeper next to Rodri, probably going to play more advanced as the right-sided number 8. Perfect partner, perfect Gundogan replacement. There's obviously Cherki. I did a video on him literally yesterday. Insane talent, insane dribbling, flair, vision, IQ. He is the pet project. If he's allowed to play in the pockets, if Guardiola gives him freedom, then Cherki's going to be just insane next season. Like, his natural ability is insane. It's interesting to see how he adapts to the Premier League and Pep, but natural ability, he's insane. Like, City haven't had a player with the 2-footed, the skills, since potentially someone like Mahrez. So, what Cherki's going to bring, and I did a video on it yesterday, how skillful he is, tight space dribbler, creative, IQ, he could be insane. 20 assists last season. And then you got Ait Nouri, another Prem proven player that's young, that's technically elite, can do the inverted fullback role, but definitely better as an overlapping fullback. Good in possession, good in duels, really has the energy to get up and down the flank, is what Ait Nouri has. It's going to give City a proper left back, which they haven't had in a while, because Guardiola was technically a centre back. Physically a very good, a very dominant player. So when I look at City, Rodri back, Reijnders coming in, midfield sorted, Pep's bringing in Cherki, a creative player that can somewhat replace De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. You might even bring in a De Bruyne replacement, but these signings with Ait Nouri and Reijnders coming in, they improve the physical floor. City are on the way back. They look better the last half of the season. Marmoush came in. They're on the way back. Liverpool have won the league. They're only getting stronger. I can't lie, it worries me.